G'day everyone. Barkarati is now brought to you by Disruptor Marine Marketing, using AI to help your marine business grow. And our friends at Radix Nutrition, the most technically comprehensive nutrition products ever to exist. Unlock your potential with Radix. G'day listeners, welcome to Barkarati, the Sailing Podcast. My name is Jordan Spencer. It's that time of the week where we get to hang out with some really cool sailors, but of course have to share the mic with my two idiot mates. So first off, let's welcome Mr. Brett Perry.
Greetings, Exalted One.
BP.
Well, we've gone bloody Aussie-centric, haven't we, last couple of weeks, with Knocker last week. Probably the most Australian man you could have in the sailing fraternity.
That was...
Yeah, if you look up Australian in the dictionary, Australian sailor, there's probably a picture of him, but there's probably a subsection there with a picture of the next guy. I mean, if you've heard of the honey badger, the rugby version of the honey badger, he's probably that. Honey badger also was Daniel Rick, the Formula One driver, got that name. But I'm going to call this guy Honey Badger Sailing.
I was just going to say the honey badger nickname came from a rugby player first off. So Daniel Rick is.
Well, that's what I just said. Yeah, I just said that. So we've got three honey badgers.
Okay, right. You're doing the pre-intro. Well, speaking of pre-intros and Ocker Aussies and bogans, bogans in dressed up bogans is what did I call him last week? Dressed up bogan, I think. Yeah. Professional with a bogan facade. Let's see what that bogan's up to.
He had a voice that could make a wolverine purr.
Right. Well, that was crickets. He is supposed to be here. There is a big lunch going on in the Caribbean at the moment. Started about 6 hours ago. He is supposed to be here, and we haven't heard from him, and he's not responding. So,
well, it could be the Bogan Union of the Caribbean getting together, because he's most probably and most notably probably the prize commodore of that group.
Yep. So BP. The good thing here, bud, is that, you've had all the dirt for quite a while after passing out in a park in Hobart after the Sydney Hobart. But, this might gazump it, passed out in a Caribbean cookhouse somewhere.
I tell you what, the thing is with you blokes is, you like to bend the truth. Like port starboard, I'm in the pit and it's my fault on the port starboard, and I gave away third place in IRC to lovingly obtain sixth, which is what you do when you do a long distance yacht race. You love to give positions away, and then and passing out in the park, it was more of a rest.
It's more of a rest. Well, what we'll do is we've got a quality actor, as you said, to come on board for today, so we're not going to bring the standard down in any way.
It's very generous.
He couldn't help himself.
But that's all right. So what we'll do is we'll bring on this young youth, this manly man, and by that I mean the suburb.
I've got long hair. I like that one. That's a good one.
A boy that's come up through all the scenes, done a bit of sailing with everyone on this, with Bice, with you, BP. I've never sailed with him, but I spent an awful lot of time floating around boat parks with him on SailGP. So we will welcome to Barkarati young Will McKenzie. How are you, mate?
Very good and extremely disappointed in Bicey, but
Oh, so you should.
Standard rosé.
Well, let's just go straight into the Bice crap. Rip him straight away. You spent time sailing with Mr. Bice, did the Hobart on the Celestial. Was it the worst time of your life?
Well, I mean, unfortunately, I think we were opposite watches, so it was actually a relatively pleasant experience for me. He was good at bringing coffees up though. But yeah, I was fortunate enough to kind of keep him at a boat lengths away at most times.
All right. I
He's
feel
a team player, our boys, as you can tell.
Yeah, I feel like it would have been pretty good fun actually.
Yeah, I mean, it was really good fun. It was a good bunch of people. he does have a pretty good sense of humour, Bice. You got to give him that plus, and he definitely knows how to keep the troops' morale high when you're smacking your head against the wall for however many hours we went up Windfall in that absolutely ridiculous race.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you all get a gift of something, and Bicey didn't get anything except a bit of humour, like he wasn't gifted in any other way, so he had to get the humour.
Yeah, he's got that one. That's it.
That's it.
I can drink. Yeah, he's come from good pedigree there. I can back that one up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but it was a brutal race, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, we'll get back to it. I think we'll bring you in and just talk about you as a youth. How'd you get into sailing, Will?
Sailing we got into, just Dad got us into it down at Manly Skiff Club, the 16s.
Yeah.
Got us into the Manly Juniors, I think we were about 6, and just rigged a boat up and pushed us off and said, see you later. And then just worked up the ranks through the Skiff Club, Manly Juniors, Flying 11s, a little bit of skiffs, but then actually hopped straight into match racing and kind of jumped the skiff scene.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of a shame, actually. I was a bit like Bambi on ice on a trapeze, so it's probably a good thing.
You must look at the 16s like they're going gangbusters at the moment, aren't they? It's pretty impressive.
Huge.
Yeah.
It's actually, it's nice when you go down and see how many boats there are. It's unbelievable.
There's a few sailors come out of that little Manly 16 club, isn't there? There's been a few good sailors popped out of that club.
Yeah, we've had a few that are pretty good, and some are self-proclaimed pretty good, like Joe Turner. No, he is good. He's good, man. But yeah, the 16s have produced some pretty heavy hitters.
Yeah, it's good, and they've got, so for the listeners around the world, they've got this sort of focus where they're only doing the double-handed classes. They're really specific in what they have at the club, and they've put a lot of energy into it. So they're really they run this program right through life, and it's big numbers. It's big numbers, and it's a little club. It's not like the world's easiest launching, like to go there.
No.
It's a busy part of the world, and so they're making it really work quite well. So
yeah.
So what age, Will, did you go to? You went to the CYC Academy in the match racing, didn't you? So you were at Manly. How did that evolve? Because that's a pretty, I don't use the word elite, but it's definitely a selection process you would have gone through. I mean, that's produced some bloody legendary sailors.
Yeah.
Our CYC of Australia Academy. You ended up in that.
Yeah, I think Jenny Bonnich's kids did Flying 11s and stuff, and she was very active in the sailing scene, and she just reached out and asked if I'd like to come sailing.
It's all linked.
Jenny Bonnich, mate. She pulls
it. Conversation last week.
She got Knocker into sailing, mate. She taught Knocker sailing.
Yeah.
She's just a unit. She's covering everyone. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah, she got me in, and she thought I was all right, so she asked me to come along and see if I enjoyed it, and then it just kind of went from there with the match racing, which was bloody good.
So
it's good fun.
Because they have a really good program there, CYCA, so Cruising Yacht Club of Australia. They're an amazing match racing program, and developed quite a few teams. So I think you were doing it with Harry Price for a while. I remember you went up against Slingers in a match race there, didn't you, at one stage in the final?
Yeah, we pulled one out of the hat, but we let the red nut get the better of us, unfortunately, that race. But we had to make him work for every penny. I think he still had a bit of his hiking skills from the laser days, so managed. I'm going to put it down to that. That's the only reason he could beat us, because he could out-hike us. There's nothing else to do with it.
The red nut. I just love it. I love it so much. So what, when you were doing the match racing, did you was that you thought, all right, match racing to a world circuit sort of thing? Was that the goals?
Yeah, that was the goal. And through doing the youth regattas, I made friends with a bunch of the West Australians like Dave Gilmore, Luke Payne, Peter Nicholas, and we end up starting a little campaign together and put all the $100 we had each together into a pot and started living out of our suitcases, traveling the world, doing regattas in Asia and all over the place to bid our rankings to eventually get wild cards into the tour events. And then, eventually made the I think then we ended up doing the tour 1 year as Team Gilmore, which was bloody good fun.
Yeah, I remember that year. Did you forget to go to Sweden like those other three?
I did not forget to go to Sweden. I'm happily married now, but holy shit, I had a good time over there. But I managed to come out without a wife. I'd like those blokes.
Yeah, all locked
that
out.
wouldn't take me.
Yeah.
I think you were just too Australian, right?
Yeah, I'll call it that, mate. That's for sure.
The great joy of Sweden.
They couldn't quite work it out.
The great joy of Sweden is that Aussies over there, Aussie blokes in Sweden, are considered cultured because all the Swedish blokes get fully lagered up before they go out, and like when you're out at the pub, Aussie blokes look quality. They've got a real sheen to us, like if you're in Sweden, it's a gold mine over there for a young Aussie lad.
Yeah, but we've got a bit of a talent of able to mask our excellent drinking skills to some extent, I guess.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, some people can deal with it, some people can't, and I guess Bice is one of those people that can't.
Well, that's why he missed out on the elite programs, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So when you sort of got thrown off at 6 by Dad, was he a sailor, or anyone in your family a sailor? Or was it just a convenient babysitting approach?
Yeah, Dad, my family
to get rid of you for the day.
We're all dirt eaters. So Dad, when he was younger, used to sail the 18s in New Zealand, so he was pretty into all that over there, and I think he was actually pretty good back in the day. So he's got a big love for the sport, and he was fortunate enough that he really wanted us to have a go. So yeah, just pushed us out, and luckily I loved it as well and still do. So it's I'm pretty grateful for that.
Yeah, that's a cool point. So when that day you got pushed off the dock, there was you just straight into it. You just loved it.
Loved it. But my best friend Mark, who I did it with, he actually didn't want to do it. He was kicking and screaming and trying to run away.
Having a cry?
Yeah. And I was like, shit, mate, fuck. Am I doing something wrong here? Or is this not supposed to be fun? But he ended up coming in, and we actually sailed together for a good couple of years, learned to sail together, and he kept going as well. But yeah, it was a bit of a shit fight, to be honest, to try and get us off the dock. But once we were off, it was happy days.
Yeah, and so because as I said at the start, you're a Manly boy. So was it like just a wander down the club for you to go for a sail? Is that how it worked?
Yeah, well, we live in Balgala, which is 5 minutes up the hill, Yeah. So it's
down on the pushy.
Like everyone. The good thing is, the old pushy bug couldn't get the pushy up the hill. That's the problem.
And
at the end of the day, after all that hiking, Will, your legs are buggered.
Well, it's actually pretty funny. We used to get bribed to hike harder when we're doing like big regattas, like the states and nationals, and on the Manly juniors, you used to get really red backs of your knees.
Yeah.
So if you came in and you could see that you had backs and knees, Mum and Dad would buy us Maccas after sailing.
Oh, there you go.
But on light days, we would scratch the backs of our knees because we couldn't hike. So we couldn't hike hard enough. So we'd scratch them and go, look, we got red knees, we get Maccas. Like, it's 5 knots, mate. We know you haven't been hiking.
But they got it for you anyway because of the way you went about it.
Yeah, I think they saw us, trying to negotiate, but obviously my skills weren't too good. But
I love that. That's just one of the great stories, like the kids worked out. It's like, if I do this, I'll get that, kids are smart.
Yeah.
Kids are smart. Love it.
We thought we were, but we scratched our knees so they hurt, and it was 5 knots of breeze, so it was pretty obvious. And they're watching as well, pretty closely.
Yeah,
they're watching 2 kids out there scratching the back of their knees.
I think there's video footage, just going, what are you doing? You're coming in, scratching away. No, well.
Manly had a pretty good coach too, I think, from, like that. They had a pretty good coaching setup as well, didn't they?
Yeah, we got sailing with Baz Atkins. He was our coach. Yeah. And he, it was his son, Mark, that I learned to sail with. He put a lot of time and effort, and
the one that ran off crying at the start.
Yeah,
proud day for Baz.
Oh, I wouldn't say so. He's a pretty tough bloke. So I think he probably told me to shut up, Mark, and get in there. Stop being soft.
Oh dear.
Not my son.
No.
So, like, what's been the highlights from a sailing, like a long life of sailing and doing? So the match racing circuit would be a highlight, and those guys that you sail with, like Dave.
Etchell. There's no question. Etchell.
Yeah, hang on. But Dave, Luke, and Pete, three really good guys, right? And funnily enough, they're all sniffing around where you are at the moment. But that would have been great fun with those three boys.
That was awesome because you're touring with your mates. You're trying to figure out how you're going to get to the next event. As much of a shit fight as it was like a semi-controlled chaos. And you're doing match racing. I mean, match racing's it's probably I think it's the best sailing there is because you're so many skills. It's quick, it's sharp, and you have big prangs. And at the end of the day, you just walk off and someone else fixes it. You lose a bit of cash, but that's okay.
It's kind of the opposite of what you do now, actually.
Yeah, I've had a full absolute shocker here, haven't I? I've done the full 360 now. I'm fixing bloody boats on a daily basis and watching them drink beers in the back.
Yeah, exactly right. The show ponies up in the back. So, but beyond that scene, and obviously BP's will try and lead it in one way, but what's been the standout?
No, come on.
I think I really enjoyed the Far 40s because that was the first proper yacht I sailed on. That was a big highlight. I sailed with Transfusion with Guido for many years, and we won a Worlds in Sydney, which was just awesome. So that's one of probably my fondest memories, to be honest. That was a good bunch of blokes. We had people like Joe and Ruffy, sailed with Goobs as well.
Yep.
Slingers did a couple of events with us. So we had a bunch of heavies when we were pretty young, and they were young as well doing the Olympics. And I think that was probably one of the funnest teams I've ever sailed with.
Just before you go, BP, I'm just thinking, I'm putting myself in the ear I was just putting myself in the ear of the foreign of the overseas listeners, and just that sentence of who you sailed with, that's as Aussie as it gets. And every overseas listener will be just go, what?
Yeah, they go, what the fuck did you just say? And who are they? They're people and their nicknames.
I was just going to go one step further, and it's actually where I first met you, Will, was obviously at it's actually the second greatest race on the planet is the Adelaide to Lincoln. That must be a highlight on the Secret Men's Business. Now, there's something maybe sort of skips below the radar a bit.
Well, I was all a bit dusty for that one, so it's a bit of a blur, but that is an awesome race. And how good's Lincoln Race Week? I mean, far out. Sailing around those waters is just stunning on the 52, and with the old boys getting around, just revving you up, because they keep you honest, those blokes.
Good bunch of guys. Yeah, Adelaide Lincoln. It's an iconic race. Lincoln Race Week just finished, I would assume, this weekend.
Yeah, just done.
Yep. Okay, so all right, well, let BP's moment shine. The Etchells with BP.
Oh no, come on, move on.
BP was holding on for dear life when it was ever windy. It was the only time he's quiet is when it's windy.
Is that right?
Yeah, because he's holding on so much. Him and David.
Photo. There is a classic photo. I might put it up as the photo for this interview, actually. There's a classic photo of us crossing a line in 25 knots, and we've gone pole off, and he's just staring at the camera having a laugh, and I'm holding this actual downwind without a pole.
Just got the full Jesus Christ. His arms are sideways, and he's been stretched from ear to ear.
Hang on.
He's having a laugh crossing the finish line. Beautiful.
So hang on. So you're telling me in 25 knots in an Etchell you didn't hold the brace and just pump downwind?
What? No. No, he just smiled. He just hangs out and sits there and has a laugh.
I did the pole and looked back and found a camera.
I love it.
I went for the glory stroke.
Glory strokes. I love it. Oh, dear.
I'll put that photo. That's going to be the photo. So anyway, stand by, listeners, when this comes up. That's the photo.
Yes.
Well, so, Will, for one of the things, like what we try and do Barkarati for laughs and stuff, one of the things that we try and do is talk about pathways, right? And so we've established, you're a bloke who just loves going for a sail, right? All sorts of different things. And, opportunities come your way. And you've rolled the dice, like living on the bones you've asked, like every Aussie does, to try and make that leap. how did you go about joining the Bonds Flying Roos, the Aussie SailGP team? How did that process come about?
I actually started off with the New Zealand team at the end of season 2. My friend Spencer Loxton, who now works for Emirates to New Zealand, I sailed with him on Bo Jess, and he couldn't do an event. Oh, sorry, he got a job with the Cup, and so I joined the Kiwis for two events, and then the next season, Slingers asked me if I wanted to join them, and he could give me a whole season, whereas the Kiwis couldn't. So, just by being in the right place and being a part of a sailing scene with a mate's towed me in, essentially, and then it just went from there. Slingers, their chase boat driver, quit, went to do other jobs, and actually, sorry, that's wrong. I started off as a swimmer for them when they had safety swimmers back in the day.
Yeah.
So, I could do a season. Slingers asked me, and I thought it was a pretty fun thing to be a part of. So I gave it a go, and I've been a part of the team for this is my 4th season now.
Yep.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
We'll touch on that a bit more in a second, but we bang on about pathways, and this is probably we'll get a little bit into the 23% of our seriousness of bar karate. Like we talk about all the time about where you can go with sailing, and if you look at your career as a sailor, I mean, it's accomplished. I mean, let's be honest, you're damn good, and you're damn good to sail with, and you're in this position as a shore crew person. If you were to sort of say to a young kid, it's not all about sailing. There's a whole industry here. Is that sort of pick the broom up, go and have a sweep, because that's what we say.
Yeah, well, I think so. A big part of it is you just got to put your hand up and want to do it. You can't expect to be working and sailing on the best teams if you don't put in the hard yards first. So you just got to, a big part of it's networking and having a chat and just asking someone, hey, do you need a hand or whatever? Because you never know who's going to be on the next boat and what opportunities that person could help bring to you as well.
Well, there's no doubt that in essence, it assists your pro sailing. I mean, you get the rides, you get the less deal, you get a bunch of other stuff when you can fit it in, and that's what it's about. So that's it. So that's the serious side of the show out of the way.
Shit, that was brutal. All right. I'm sweating from that one. I was like being at school for a second.
Yeah, it was the courtroom. It was the courtroom standing in front of the judge, wasn't it? It really was.
Oh my God, that's flashbacks.
No, it was well handled. It was well handled, though, Will. Because what the truth is, we get a lot of kids listening to the show, and we get a lot of kids also yelling and screaming outside my garage door.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, knock and run.
Yeah,
but the point is that we get a lot of kids listening to the show, and we get a lot of kids, thinking that I'll just go through the scene, go through the professional scene on my sailing merits. There's a lot more to it, and you're a perfect example of that. We all are, but you're a perfect example of it.
Yeah, I think, but also the way I looked at it as well, I always did boat work with the teams that I sailed on, which I think was probably what helped get me a bit more sailing. But you just get to know more about a boat. If you're doing offshore sailing, you need to know how things work, and I think it just keeps in the back of your mind a bit more safety factor as well. If if something goes wrong, if you can fix it, then I think you're a bit more of an asset to a team.
Yeah,
100%,
and to your own well-being for just when shit goes hits up.
It's one of the things like when with my job with SailGP, I'm talking to non-sailors a lot. Like I get to talk to non-sailors, and I'm always trying to explain, like, when you go sailing, it's not that sort of glamorized blue and white stripes and down at the yacht club sort of thing. Like I sort of try and say, I think someone said it to me once and I requote it, is it's the best university a child can have. You know what I mean? Like, and a good sailor, if something breaks, as you said, like, my wife is forever ecstatic. There's nothing I bring to the relationship except she breaks something and goes, "Can you fix this?" And I go, "Yeah, no worries," and go and fix it. And she's going, "Wow, you're so clever."
That's a really cool analogy.
You could stay around another year.
Yeah, that's it. Like this.
I'm going to re-sign that contract.
That's it. That's what sailing does, you get all these mad skill sets, like people forever looking at you go when you're doing something and they go, like how do you know how to do that? You're a sailor. You know, that's the proper, well-rounded sailor knows how to do everything, don't they?
Mm.
Yeah, we do. We do.
I think it's a part of it. That's for sure.
So with the gig in SailGP, like for the listeners, just probably explain the role and how it works.
This is what I wanted to do.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So essentially, on our team, we've got a structure of 4 shore crews: Hendo, Jake, myself, and young bloke Lockie, who's just joined us this season. But we show up to a tech site. Tech site, which is generally a bit of kerfuffle with accreditation, but we get through that hurdle, and then we just start unloading the 2 containers that the whole boat's packed up into, and you pull piece out by piece. You do a little check of a few things, and then you work with the guys, and you put the back beam on and the front beams, and it's just like a bit of Lego. You start plugging together slowly, and then it's pretty impressive. All the Sparkies and Hydros guys come and do their thing, and the pieces of the puzzles just come together over 2 to 3 days, essentially.
What's the worst part of the assembly? Like, you know, like I know, for my mind, we don't get all over the boats a lot, but to my mind, crawling into that little front hatch, then having to bolt on that front bow section, I reckon that would be...
Yeah. The super nuts. Fortunately, I'm on the bigger side from a few 2-metre schooners, so I've actually never done it. But, yeah, you can hear the guys in there slipping around, and they come out pretty sweaty. It's absolutely horrendous, and I'm pretty stoked that I've got a bit of weight on me these days and I'm not in there doing it.
Like, you could be... Is
that a tactic, Will?
Yeah, we'll put it down to a tactic for sure.
You're pretty good at tactics, so we'll look at that.
But you've got to imagine, BP, like that exit hatch, you know, like when you're starting and you're pulling the bow on, you got a bit of space, you know, like a decent size.
I know how hard it is. Yeah,
a normal size human could get in there, but that exit hatch, you know, there's not many that are going to get out of there because it's like a hydraulic ram or something, that tube that comes down the front.
Yeah, and in the front hatches, there's the pitch ram, so it's pretty massive. You've got to climb over that. And when you're in there, I think there's like 50 bolts.
Yeah.
Nuts and bolts to get down up to torqued up to like 50 Newton meters. So you're pulling hard on the spanner.
And all specifically loaded. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to torque all them up to a certain, I think it's 50 Newton meters, and you come out of there sweaty, and you need a big cold beer after those ones, but sometimes it's frowned upon at 8 in the morning, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, for the listener, so 2 containers worth of disassembled Lego kit, you know. So if you're into the Lego, it's pretty cool. And then it all goes. But like, just, you know, that, like, is that whole center pod emptied? You know, you got to reload everything back in there and all that sort of stuff, or that's not your
No, so all the hydraulics and electronics are just plug and play kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so they all live on their components of the hull. So everything, all the hardware and stuff just stays on. We, as shore crew, we're a bit limited, but we plug it all together, do the tramp, the Clysar or the plastic on the top, and then the detailed taping, and then we chase up jobs. We check in with the hydros and stuff, and keep chasing everyone up to finish or put it together. Yeah.
So for the listener, there's sort of, as we were saying, you know, there's a shore crew each team run, but then there's the tech team that are doing a lot of stuff as well. So you got to work together.
They come in, fire it all up, and make sure it's all good.
Yeah, they do a thing, and then each event they do a calibration. So we lift the boat up in the air in the cranes, and we'll put the boards in, and then they have a calibration team which do a toe check, or adjust a toe for the rudders and boards.
Yeah.
Which varies each event, and then they have a yaw check and
purposely varies each event.
Is what? Sorry,
is it purposely varied each event?
I think so. I think that's a good question, actually. I think for the lighter events they try to change a little bit, and heavier events.
Gotcha.
So I think that's got to do with it.
Yep, gotcha.
Don't quote me on that one, but
it makes sense though. What you're saying makes complete sense. Yeah.
But and then they do that process, and once that's happened, you're more or less ready to go sailing, or you chuck the elevators on the bottom. We wait for a board call from race management.
Yep.
Which is usually 24 hours before the first day of sailing, and we put then we put the according elevators on the rudders and boards.
Yep. So like if they make the call on the wing stuff, that's not you guys having to do that. Like that's
no. There's a full wing team.
Because that's
hang
a
out
very
in the
specialised thing. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, well, they're pretty impressive themselves. All of the wings pack up into one container.
Yeah.
And they're just like Lego as well. You pop them together. There's not much to them. There's a few cables and a few hydros and then they just plug together and then they just it's just a big Lego circus, really.
It's pretty cool.
Really fast.
I've got a fair bit of leeway.
High performance Lego tour.
When I'm roaming around, I got a fair bit of leeway of what I can and can't do, with the guests and stuff. But you can't touch the wings, right? Like you're just not even allowed to touch them, right? And I think I found out why in New Zealand or Auckland there was this little 3-year-old running around, and his uncle was one of the French sailors, and apparently he disappeared up one of the wings a couple of years before. Like they found him hidden up one of the wing sections.
Shit.
Imagine that, the baby's in the middle of the race going...
waving out on a clear miler.
But yeah,
he
was super keen to get back inside the wing when I had him floating around with us. So it was quite funny.
He wouldn't have wanted to be inside of the wing last week.
No. How is... we'll come back to that in a minute, but I'm just trying to give people a sense of SailGP, because so that's before sailing, and then you've got another job while racing's on, right? You're not just sitting around.
So we push the platform out, and attach the wing on the ground, and then we crane it. And we're a part of that process. I help land the wing, and then I stand at the back and talk to the guys underneath to maneuver the boat to keep it head to breeze.
Yeah.
While it's all getting attached. And then when we're on the water,
just before
I drive the chase boat.
So just before you go into the chase boat stuff, when you're setting the wing up, right? So it's kind of there's shore crew, your team's crew, and some of the tech team, right? So who's setting up the rig? I'm assuming, does the sailor come out and make sure, is the wing trimmer making sure the rig's set up exactly how they want, or the race officers tell you exactly what rig tension you have to have? Because everything's identical on the boats, isn't it?
Everything's identical on the boats, and they go for and so the rigging team gives you the correct strops for each boat.
Yeah.
For the shrouds.
It's crazy.
So that's all dictated for us.
It's crazy.
They aim for a rake. They know which all boats rakes are within a 15th.
Yeah.
And they just go for a forestay load pressure.
Yep.
And that's what they change, pull in and out their strops accordingly, and to make sure they check the load there, and then they check the rake of the boat once they're happy with the forestay load.
Yeah, I don't see when people hear everything's identical, they don't realise it's to that extent. Like your rake's the same, your retention's the same, everything's the same. It's insane, isn't it?
Yeah. It's really good, and they're very thorough with checking to make sure that you've done correctly, and it's really good in that respect. Yeah.
Yeah. And then during the racing, you're out in a chase boat drinking beers, watching the racing.
Oh yeah, nothing but champagne, prawns, all sorts. We don't have anything on out there. It's very relaxing, as you've seen the last couple of events. Far out. But yeah, you're out there, and we used to follow the boats on Fridays. On Friday training, we used to follow the boats when they were doing free sailing.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't as many, but now it's with so many boats, it's you have a quick look to make sure that they follow them for about 1 minute. And then you just want to get off the course because, the boats there's 13 boats now, or 12 now, I guess, but they're going so fast and you just can't get out of the way quick enough with all these boats in these small areas.
It's deceptively incredible how quick they're upon you. I mean, it's been noted quite regularly. We know that we see that. So you just want to get out of there.
Yeah, get out there, and we're assigned a spot each day around the course. So all the team chase boats and safety assets put evenly around the perimeter of the racing boundary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then hopefully everything goes well. So the other thing for you, like you're listening on board as well, aren't you, mate?
Yes, yeah, we have comms to the boat, so we're listening to everything that they're saying constantly, and so we can, if there's a breakdown, we can get down there, or if they want drinks or anything, they just let us know, and we pop on over.
I just got my hotel for Sydney pop up. Will, I'm just seeing if I got a good one. It literally just came through.
Oh, you beauty!
Seeing what hotel I'm in.
Well, in the backpackers.
You'd be being able to listen into the comms. You'd be a big fan of the. I don't know if you've heard about the new bar karate banter button that we're going to introduce onto the SailGP boats.
Jesus, I don't know if I need to listen to you as well, BP.
No, it's for the boats, and so what we've got is and it goes directly to our feed. So what we're working on, and it's going through Parliament right now.
Through his lordship.
It's going through Parliament, and so what that means is that we have control over that. So at any stage, we can turn it on and go live streaming with the banter, and so that's something that you would be interested in.
Yeah, I think that'd be great fun. I mean, the guys they do have a bit on, but they do love a good chat in between. So there's definitely some interesting conversations going on.
So interesting. So during,
I don't know if they want them all to get out, to be honest, but whatever.
So during racing, I've got headphones. I can switch on to any boat, and I've got guests that we listen in. So it is very interesting. Some of the comms is very, very interesting. I do want to highlight. I spoken to Jace Waterhouse at the airport after Auckland, and it was really interesting how concise and clear. It was noticeably different, like the Aussie. I thought you'd almost tried a slightly different go. Like it seemed to work really well. The way the Aussies communicated was just a little bit more in front of where they were, much more precise. And it was, whatever it was, whatever the reason, or I was just made up in my head, it seemed to work really, really, really well.
Yeah, I think so. I think they're really gelling at the moment, and it's pretty. Yeah, you can see it on the racetrack, but they're very calm. I think they're sailing really calmly at the moment. And I think that's probably what you're hearing, and I think that's why it's so clear.
Yeah.
Because they're in a sweet spot at the moment where, as you said, there's no fever anymore. There's moments where it's high tension, but there's never fever, and that's why they're sailing so. Part of the reason they're sailing so well.
Yeah. Yeah, we mentioned that at the start of the year, that consistency of crew is good, but we've seen changes. As you know, we've had a couple of changes with obviously Goobs hurting his leg and some bloke coming in to fill in. I never remember his name, but he looks after cows or something. Is it?
Oh.
How does a cow farmer? Get on one of these boats?
He communicates with such happiness in his voice. Like it is quite surreal. Like he's just.
Of course, we're talking about Glen Ashley listeners.
Yeah, but his communication on the boat is like, it just sounds so good. We're like, Tom comes on and we're going to lay here. Yeah, Cobber, you're good, mate. Like you got a good lay here, Cobber.
It was he was the ultimate fizzer though as well, and you can hear the happiness in his voice because after every race he was just looking at you like a bit shocked of how gnarly it was, but also like it's grinning from ear to ear, going, "How good is this?" Like,
yeah.
And he definitely enjoyed every moment, but it was pretty awesome to get to experience the Glen Ashby on your team. It was we're pretty stoked and pretty honoured to
hang out,
shake his hand and work with him.
Yeah, and that's another good point. With Pathways is the people you meet along the way. You mentioned networking. You mentioned how important it is to not be a dickhead, because that's one of our rules here in bar karate. But the cool thing is the people you meet along the way. If you had said to yourself, 2 years ago that you'd be, looking after a Glen Ashby program, it would be like, no. But it is. I mean, and they are heroes. They're bloody legends. And that's what's important.
He's a cattle farmer, mate. Let's not talk it up.
Well, I'm not necessarily just talking about him. I'm talking about so many cool people in this world.
Oh, sailing's unreal. Sailing's unreal.
Love sailing.
The only
Sailing's
problem,
the winner, though, isn't it?
the question we have to ask you though, Will, like, are you just hanging out all the time to go for a yacht, like because one of the things about doing SailGP is you don't get to go, and Barkarati for me, you don't get to go sailing that much. So with those boats flying around, they look so awesome. You must be just going, let me have a go, Tom.
Yeah. I mean, I sailed it in 2 Sydney events ago, actually.
Oh, yeah?
That was pretty good. The team won, and they got a bit pissed up in the celebrations.
Yep.
And when we're going, Tom goes, "Oh, do you want to sail in, mate?" And I was like, "Absolutely." So he did the bear away at the top of the course, and then he just gave it to me, and I sent it home. But I don't know how fast I was holding onto the steering wheel so damn tight.
Right.
This is a good thing, but shitting myself at the same time.
Yeah, this is a really cool point, and I wanted to actually. This is a perfect segue, Jay, because I was going to ask you, have you sailed one? So there's the answer. Number one, you have.
And I did a drive, no big deal, and I nailed it.
No big deal, and I nailed it.
But that's because of all the video work we did on the Etchels. There's no question there.
Yeah, it's definitely Etchel sailing was really coming through there, and that's how I managed to rip that thing home.
So let's talk about it. I mean, you grabbed the helm. What did you feel? What did it actually feel like? Because many people out there will never ever get to have a go.
Well, I'll tell you the first thing that happened for him, BP, because I know for a fact he couldn't turn the wheel.
Don't mention Cunningham.
He had a boner and he couldn't turn the wheel. He kept getting caught in the spokes.
Well, I wasn't going to bring that up and show off, but things happen. But I mean, the thing that I remember most was when we got on chase boat cart, and then we bore away, and you're going, just one hull at 12 knots, and they pop, and then they pop and bear away, and that acceleration was just like something you never felt, and you really got to hold on.
Not like an Etchel at all, really.
No, it planes a little. I think it actually does something called foiling and gets out of the water, Brett.
Yeah.
But that bear away in 20, 25 knots, and that acceleration is just, and that was the most unreal feeling ever. And then just how quiet it was, and you're looking around going, shit, we're almost down the Harbour Bridge already from the race course, and we've only been sailing for a minute.
Yeah.
Doing near on 80, 90.
Yeah,
100 kilometres an hour, 40.
I kind of wish it was longer to sail, but I was only in the boat for 5 minutes, but it did a couple of miles, so happy days.
Happy days.
Yeah.
I think,
a couple more miles than anyone else on the planet.
The other thing for the listeners is that they look fast as well. Like, I think you'd say that, Will. Like, they look lively.
Yeah.
They don't. It's not stayed in any way. Like, when these things are sailing around, like Auckland was just jiving, particularly though it's so close to the stands coming into that finish, and people were pushing each other right on. It was just insane. And they're twitchier now with the new foils.
Yeah, I think they're a bit more stable actually with the new foils. I think the old foils were pretty loose. I think
they slide more, but I think
happier.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, you're going, and when they let go big time. So, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
So they definitely. I think because you can push the right height higher.
Yeah.
They give themselves more chance, and as you said, they definitely wipe out harder now with the bigger foils.
Yeah.
With the T foils. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're going faster. But as you said, they skid and they do big jumps sideways and loading things up like we haven't. I don't think we're really prepared for it, to be honest. But, they're just going so fast and loads are so much bigger now. It's insane.
It's cool. It's so cool. And
it's awesome.
Being part of the thing, you pinch yourself?
Oh, I love it. I absolutely froth on it. I mean, unloading and loading containers is shit work, but the rest of it's good fun. And being on the water, watching those boats every time, I'm still frothing every time I watch them take off for the first time. It's good. It's really good fun to be a part of. I'm super stoked and lucky that I'm a big part of the Aussie team. It's awesome.
I was just thinking, like, how many nightmares you have about loading a container once a year to go to Worlds, and now you do it every few weeks. Like, you poor bugger. That's all I'm saying.
There's places you don't want to go, and the back of a container do ratchet straps in the UAE is pretty grim spot.
Don't worry, I can relate to it. I've been there, done that. So from me, you've got all my deepest condolences.
Yes. Appreciate that, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing, challenging. But so for you now, Will, you're established. Obviously, you're part of the boat park. You know, you've been there for a long time now. So it's your job. What's the future for you in the perfect world?
I don't know. I'm still really enjoying SailGP. I mean, I'd love to be a part of like another big offshore program or something.
Yeah,
I'd love to do a bit more sailing in the ideal world, but I think just keep learning my skills with these guys and the people that I have, like working under Hendo, our shore managers.
Yep.
He's a pretty smooth operator, so I'm just trying to absorb as much as I can from him and how he manages people and works things, and then hopefully be a part of in the ideal world, when I'm a bit older and a bit grey, I'd like to kind of manage projects and things like that. I suppose that's the end goal.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got time, like this is exactly right. You focus on what you're doing now, enjoy it, max it out, and then, like all that stuff you're picking up is going to you got plenty of time. Yeah, unlike me.
Yeah. I'm not going to say anything on that.
Will, you're so much like Jordan, I can tell you.
Stunning, gorgeous, handsome.
We haven't really mentioned Bice in the last sort of half an hour. Is there anything else we need to mention there?
No, he's dead to me. I've wiped him. I'm sorry, Bicey. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
That's all right. It's all right. We'll only two people listen to this: my mum and his mum. So
sorry, Mum and Bice.
Jan, not happy, Jan.
Not happy, Jan. God, she's heard that her whole life. Yeah, cool. So, what about from your perspective? Now you've sailed an F50, right? Like as you said, you've sailed down the harbour in 1 minute. Are there any other boats that you look at and go, you know what? I wouldn't mind having a go on one of those.
Oh, the old team trimarans, they're unreal.
Yeah.
They look so sweet. When we were I was over in England, and just seeing them on the dock was just hectic when they were getting ready for the Fastnet. But I mean, they're pretty impressive machines, and like they're falling around the world now. So it'd be pretty I reckon that'd be to touch one of them or be on one of those things to go sailing. I reckon that'll be a pretty sweet experience.
It looks like that.
You've got the resume in place. You could say, I foiled a SailGP, but from Manly down to the Harbour Bridge. I mean, admittedly, it's only 5 minutes, but I could handle this for 40 days.
I just don't understand why they haven't called me up yet.
No, I'm so dark on it.
Your French accent.
I'm bad. Need to be French. They're bloody good at it.
Yeah, they speak good French, though.
I speak French after a couple of beers, anyways.
Yeah, oui.
See, I saw the old Palm Beach was finally falling on the weekend. Did you guys the other day? Did you see that?
I haven't. I've seen the videos of it. I haven't seen it on the harbour personally, but mate, it looks like it's hooning.
It does.
Bows out.
Yeah. It looks stable. Stable as buggery, actually, because they've got the little elevator on the little rudder elevator things. Yeah. So that's what the Mockers mix, big time. So
yeah, I think they're doing some pretty cool work there. It's exciting to see. I mean, that boat's had so many facelifts; it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But
there's like one piece of carbon.
It's a pretty cool one.
There's one piece of carbon in the back corner going, I'm the only original piece of this boat left,
Yeah. There's the only bit that hasn't been pushed, pulled, or tweaked, stitched up.
I love it.
It's pretty cool, though. Pretty cool to see.
Pretty cool to see.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay, so for the rest of the year for you, it's SailGP all the way around. The team's looking good. Everyone's feeling pretty happy. What do you reckon? Obviously, I'm interested in a sort of performance tip from you. See if you've got any insights. Obviously, GBR is going gangbusters. That team has come together quite nicely. Stu Bithell and Dylan together, I reckon that's strengthened them. No disrespect to Goobs at all, but Stu and Dylan sailed together a long time, and he He's a bloke I love. I got to be honest. If Stu's listening, he's one of my favourite human beings. He'd be a great guy on the boat. So they're going to be strong, right?
Yeah, they've taken off from where they left off last year. They're pretty steady and consistent.
The Aussies have toned it down, as you said, so they're super strong at the moment. Like,
we're going to be good. I mean, the French have been sailing remarkable. I think they were a bit unlucky not to win in Perth, to be honest. They, when we went to the final against them, I was like, wow, they're sailing too. I didn't think would. Well, first of all, we didn't think we were going to get to the final, but I was surprised that they didn't win. I felt a bit sorry for them, to be honest. But
good guys.
They're always very strong in the breeze. But I mean, we've got Sydney, and then we've got a few lighter events coming up, so it actually could be. I mean, the US team is sailing better than they ever have.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say the US seem to have put a lot of effort in.
Yep.
Yeah, they've had a big turnaround this season, which is great for them to see. And but I mean, the Aussies and the GBR, I think, the Spanish are pretty good, but they got obviously unlucky in Perth with the board case just shearing off.
Yep.
I mean, that's why they're in the final.
Yeah.
I think the three teams in Auckland, I think, are the three best teams, and I think they'll be the final at the end of the year.
Well, there you go. Look at that prediction from there for a whole season out. I love it.
Yeah, huge.
Huge. You could be. What was that bloody sports caller? Ray. What was his name? Ray.
Ray Rabbit Warren.
No,
Ray
the other one.
Warren for the league.
No, the other bloke that used to do the weightlifting stuff. And the surf lifesaving. He did weightlifting and surf lifesaving, and then the Olympic stuff. Anyway, doesn't matter. Spoiled the story now.
Yeah, right, Jay.
Yeah, sorry. Moving on.
Cool story.
Let's get in there. Will, come on. That was really great, Jay. The whole world's listening. You know that, don't you? I was only joking before when it was Jan and my mum.
Righto. I'll just highlight for the listeners. I'm sitting in Japan. The snow's outside. I've got my snowboard just there, and I'm giving up time to do that to talk to these idiots. Right? Just so that's the sacrifice.
Having a shocker.
And we haven't noticed, have we, Will?
No, I haven't noticed. You won't let us know about it anymore either, I bet.
No.
Anyway,
right.
on with the show.
All right.
In the elevator, but I guess I've got to chuckle along to keep the vibe of the show on the roll.
I've had enough. I'm signing off.
Fair enough. Been good.
Yeah. Been great.
Okay. So have you, I was trying to talk about you, but we'll do a bit more SailGP. Have you looked into the weather for Sydney for the punters out there? This will be going to air just after it finishes.
I have not looked into it yet, to be honest. Sydney's been weather in Sydney's been wild recently. It's just been hot, and then there's storms come through, and so I mean, if we're lucky, we'll have nor'easters and have pristine conditions. So that's what we're hoping for. But I mean, these summers these days here are just all over the shop. So I haven't bothered putting myself through the stress of how much we're going to have to fix.
And so you didn't talk about it at the barber yesterday?
No, absolutely not.
Love it.
Beautiful.
Love it.
All right. Well.
All right. That might be us. I think we might leave you there, young Will. We don't want to ask you to reveal too much. So we'll leave you in peace. But it's been absolute fun. I think you've stepped up lovely into Bicey shoes. I'll be honest. You've done a magnificent job. You ripped the shit out of me, which is his main skill. So that's perfect.
Well, I'm just going to try and find out who this Ray bloke is you're talking about.
Dude, don't lose too much sleep.
Cool.
No, all good. Hey, Will, bloody awesome. Always good to catch up, mate. We're going to do it in real life, so be looking after catching up maybe next weekend or something.
Sounds bloody good, and thanks very much for having me, lads.
All good, mate. Well done. Oh, mate, I've got to say, we laugh and joke about the actuals and the time I had sailing with Will are memorable. We had so much fun, and he's a bloody legend to have around. And from my point of view, it's great to see him having a good time and enjoying himself, because he's, as we discussed with Pathways and, the industry, you've got to put the hard yards in, and because it's not all just there for you, so he's doing it, and I love it. Fantastic.
Yeah. But, you don't think of the time in the container that he's spending. Like you don't, it never clicks for you, but that'd be tough, I tell you. Exactly.
Well, going back, to the original Volvo years. I mean, we had all that time. So, going inside a container in Dubai in 45 degrees plus heat outside, get into a container, you can easily add 10 to 20 to that.
Yeah.
It's not fun. It's not fun.
Yeah, well, one of the things that can help you, of course, if you're looking to live properly and strong and come out of all that hard work in the container, all the nutrients you'd lose, would be just jumping onto Radix Nutrition and sucking down a smoothie or a protein smoothie or
you need a recovery. You need a recovery smoothie for that lot.
Yeah, the whole thing. So they got a whole range of them there. If you jump onto Radix Nutrition and check it out, you'll find everything you need. And just you get so much better life out of yourself. Because if you don't live that healthy life, you don't have as much fun. I've worked that out. So jump onto Radix Nutrition, use Bar Karate, one word, is the discount code, and get a discount on us, and just smash it out. And then
absolutely smash it out.
Well, the thing then is, obviously, if you've got a marine business and you are out there smashing out, having a lot more fun, you're not on the phone as much. So we've stepped up and we brought in our partnership with Disruptor Marine Marketing. So instead of worrying about falling behind, missing all those leads, if you're up a mast or you're under, you're
inside a container,
or you're painting and you're all masked up and you can't take the call, Disruptor Marine Marketing has a system that fixes that for you. So they'll install a 24/7 AI receptionist, a Bice bot. We're not going to call it the Bice bot. It's more reliable than the Bice. So you never miss a call or an inquiry again. And they set you up a referral system that'll double your referred leads in 60 days, or you don't pay. So
you imagine, imagine climbing into the front of a container, and not having to worry about it, not having to worry about answering your phone.
Yeah. They have a free 30-minute demo you can try if you go to disruptormarinemarketing.com.au. So Disruptor, PDISRUPTA, marinemarketing.com.au. It's not limited to Australian business. It's for all businesses globally.
100% global.
Yep.
100% global. And again, we reiterate, this is happening across all industries. And the beauty about Disruptor Marine Marketing is that they're marine focused, so they understand your business.
Yep.
Right now, you can go and get on ChatGPT, whatever it's called.
Not one of those.
You can go on one of those. You can go on ChatGPT and you can ask it questions. You can do all this and do all that, but it's not specific. It's very, very broad. So what they're doing with this is they've brought it all, fine-tuned it. They do it for you. If you're not computer literate, and you're still using standard old SMSs on your phone, this is the way forward. You can get it all done for you.
Cool. All right.
Okay.
Here to help. So I guess that's the thing with Bar Karate. All our sponsors, the sponsors that we tie in are the ones that are going to help you. We knock back other sponsorships that we think are irrelevant, like all sorts of strange things. Just some strange ones we get. All right, events coming up. SailGP this weekend in Sydney. It's one of the great ones. So it's so picturesque. We've had an amazing start to the season. We've had good wind in Freo. We've had good wind in Auckland. We've had some, horrible things happen, but we'll talk about that more in a minute. But holy dooly, can't wait.
Yeah, SailGP on its way here. Obviously, I live in Sydney. I live on the harbour here in.
Saw the ship come in today or yesterday, was it?
Yeah, well, no, I was working yesterday. Didn't get the opportunity to do that. But in saying that, I've got to say the conditions, as Will touched on, have been a little bit up and down in terms of it's a very tropical season this year. It's very warm, it's very humid, and we're getting a lot of funny little sessions in the late afternoon. So next weekend, we're praying for the tried and tested northeasterlies. If we can get that, we're in good shape. If any hint of nor'wester in the air, then we could end up seeing some interesting situations. So we've got to keep an eye on that, bearing back the memory of quite a few years ago with that storm coming through. So we are prone to it this time of year.
Very cool. All right, we've had obviously we've got the month of the Fin class going on in Queensland, Royal Queensland Yacht Squadron.
Month of the Fin.
It is. We've just had the Australian Champs. We've just finished the Fin Gold Cup, and we are about to head on into the Fin Masters Worlds. Do want to make congratulations to some of our standout performances. So it was a fairly dominant performance from Alessandro Marig, the Italian. Had a beautiful scorecard, sailing well. Then Anders Pedersen from Norway into second spot. That was a tight battle. So he got a lot more firsts, but
had a couple of big ones.
It was one. He had two big ones, and Alessandro, he had the scorecard that I look for, that consistent scorecard.
So that it's all good and well to win, but you can't have some big ones. It's not a perfect Jordan Spencer scorecard.
That's right. You've got to keep the big ones off. That's exactly right. And you sometimes got to give up the first for that. But yeah, anyway. But Brendan Casey, amazing job. So former Olympian Brendan Casey coming into third place. Valerian Lebrun in fourth. Knocker got fifth. So Knocker came out strong, knocking off Rafa Trulio, who was former bronze medalist in the Fin class at the Olympics, and was, congratulations, Rafa, named to the Fin class Hall of Fame, Australian Olympic coach. So, geez, there's some good names there, I tell you. It's great. And so now we go into the Masters Worlds, and it continues, and they're all going to be red hot form for the Masters, or they're going to be too sore to sail.
No, they're going to be fighting fit. They're all nuggety. They're all strong. They're all ready to go.
If it was me, BP, I'd be lying in the boat park crying, I reckon. We'd be so out of shape.
Oh, well, yeah. You wouldn't be scratching the back of your thighs for MacKenzie in the day.
Another one there for you, my friend, is the ORC double-hander Euro Champs kicking off in Alicante in Spain. Yeah. A place I've spent a lot of time, 1 to 7 March. So, yeah, that'll be cool. Not necessarily. I haven't looked at the weather, but I'm assuming it won't be super windy. I've never seen it super windy in Alicante, unless a major storm.
Only sort of December, January. It can get volatile. That time of year, it's starting to settle into spring. It's starting to relax a bit. You get some nice conditions, not too hot, but can be a bit light. So, but in saying that, double-handed sailing, it's going from strength to strength. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes as well, which we will probably start to tap onto in the coming month or so.
Yeah.
Lot going on.
Cool. Very cool. Good luck to all competitors in that one, and we'll watch with interest. We go on to the Jack Lloyd Listener of the Week, named after a great friend, Jack Lloyd, who's passed away several years ago now, but in memory of Jack, and sponsored by our friends at Vycobi. Everything Vycobi do for us. I cannot speak highly enough about Pat and his team at Vycobi.
Patrick Lannery and his team. If you need anything, you just give that Patrick a call. He'll just smile and make it happen.
Well, you go to the website and buy everything, because I feel that they are just amazing, and everyone is starting to use their gear. Like, it's pretty much right across the scene now. So, but yeah. Lots of love to Pat and the team there. It's just unreal. And everything they give us in sponsorship, we pass on to you guys. We don't take a cent. And so the listener of the month gets a couple of $100 worth of Vycobi gear. And yeah, it's all good. And we got some pretty interesting emails this week, my friend.
But the responses were huge to our 18-foot skiff discussion at the end of last week's show, which found Joel Turner in between the two Cunninghams.
Yep.
There's been some very interesting responses on that. Obviously, it's created a bit of a laugh, so we love that stuff.
Yeah, Scotty Patton wrote in Bicey laugh emoji. Joel doing some downhill skiing as he eases the Cunningham. This is funny as buggery. Hats off to you. You win this year, Scotty. That was a good one. We got some emails on ice boating, BP.
Yeah.
Michael Kosk.
I still think we've got to go and give this a crack. I did have a chat to one Billy Goggins last week, and he's saying that we've got to get up there. So that is in the bucket. Some things fall through the bucket because it's got a couple of holes, but this one seems to be sitting in there.
I pitched an idea to my bride yesterday. In 2 years, we go to Hawaii for a surf, go to Canada for a bit of snow skiing, and then we'll go over to the Harkin boys and say g'day, and we'll try and hook up a bit of ice boating. So that's I said let's do that in 2 years. That'll be our next holiday sort of thing. And
nice.
She was super keen. She sort of she didn't want to travel all the way to Canada just to go snow skiing when you could go to Japan. I said we could stop in Hawaii on the way, and she's gone, oh yep, right, we're in. So and then I said maybe a bit of ice boat sailing, and we could go and check all that out. And so we got an email from Michael Kosk, Mikhail Kosk, a DN ice sailor, ranked number 2 in the world. Been listening to you. Good talk would be to compare ice sailing and foiling today. Differences in rules and safety comes first. No, David Howlett, and I know he has been busy trying to get true to Falling World, but it's one of those things you have to go true as you are getting older. Falling World, not sure what that all means, but he D World.
I guess the key similarity he's trying to say here is speed. So your apparent air sailing is the key, right?
Yeah.
And so then there's the safety with regards to speed. I mean, I guess the biggest difference is if you do come off doing whatever speed you're talking about on your falling boat, you have water, which ultimately is hard at, let's say, I can vouch for it, at that sort of 50, 60 to 70 kilometre an hour mark, the water's quite hard. But once you start getting up higher than that, it is a lot harder. But, man, the ice, I think, is hard from 10 kilometres an hour.
Yeah. I had a few conversations in Auckland about the ice boating stuff as well, because the DM Worlds and the Euro Champs have been on in Sweden, and a massive congratulations. We've got a new Estonian world champion. I think it's the first time in 40 years someone from Estonia has won.
Read this.
So Rasmus Marlin.
There you go. Razza.
Yeah, Razza, mate. Well done. You're a bloody legend. Cool. We can't wait, PP. We could have the Barkarati championships. I think that would be DN champs.
I think it's on the card. I think it's on the cards.
Yeah. So fantastic. Really, really, really cool on that one. So, yep. Who else we got? I think I'm trying to jump from that to that to that. So we're going to,
Phil Shearer's come in and given us a warm congratulations on our 350th. Obviously, we ended an era with 350 with Knocker, probably the most Australian sailor, and started a new era with Will, the next Australian sort of version. So we're all in good stead for the next 350, Jay.
Yeah, except Phil obviously done the analytics. He's come back at us. He's gone.
He did the 27,000 minutes or something.
Yeah. According to Mr. Google, Barkarati published 54 episodes in 2025, totaling 4,184 minutes. Based on that, 350 episodes comes to more than 27,000 minutes of listening to 3 idiots and some amazing guests. Thanks for the excellent show. Then he brings He brings in, but Jordan has made a mistake. There have been 352 episodes, according to podcaster.com. There was the pilot episode between episodes 27 and 30. There were 3 2019 Hobart shows, and blah, blah, blah. 27,000 minutes of my life I will never get back. He loves it.
The beauty is we don't even know, and we've got a listener here giving us information that we wouldn't have a clue on.
Yeah, but that's cool. I mean that he's listened to all the eps, and we love you, Phil. So appreciate that so much.
Yes.
Who we got here? Oh, Robbie Allen.
It'll actually be good to hear from people out there who've listened to all the episodes and sort of bung up some favourites.
Oh, you can do that work. I've got enough on my plate. Rob Allen, on my 5-0, the pre-Barraway call is blow the Cunningham. Feel free to mention that to Dolly.
Brings a whole new meaning to it.
Oh, those poor Queenslanders. They're never going to get
Well,
over
the beauty is on the 5-0. There's only one of them, so it's an easy deal, you know.
That's right. That's exactly right.
But poor old Joel Turner, he's got two to deal with.
Yeah. And we got a congratulations from Ned on 350 episodes. If we base that on your original slogan of 23% serious 100% of the time, that equates to 80 and a half seriously good episodes and 269.5 that are covered by the shitter run. And also he mentioned that I'd forgotten to give him his Listener of the Week kit, which does happen occasionally. But yeah, no, all good. We're all sorted. So keep the banter strong, boys. I'm a true believer. Thank you so much, Ned. It's been unreal. Very cool. Emails going gangbusters. Hey, it's the Cunningham stuff was funny. So much Cunningham stuff.
Oh, mate. It's still going on too.
Yeah, love it.
It's hot time
without Bice. It's kind of thrown our plans out, hasn't it, BP?
Well, it has thrown our plans out. Obviously, we've got a bit of a chat about SailGP. We've got a chat about the fins. We've got a few other bits and pieces there. But the most important one was the complete and utter, detailed, I'm talking about on the spot, in the house, roundup of the Caribbean.
What's been going on?
How are we going to do that?
I don't know, because I honestly didn't look into it. Because I thought
look into it. We've got no news. Nothing.
Argo
feedback.
set the record on the 360. That's it. That's the full extent of what's going on in my head. So congratulations to the Argo boys on the Mod 70.
Look, I guess the best thing we can do is we can sort of delay the actual response till next week.
Yeah.
If he shows up, but ultimately, I have been seeing a bit of the footage. And look, I've got to say that, you got to sort of let him off a bit. The sailing is phenomenal. So I'm sure he's having a great time, and I'm sure he's fully focused. That's probably the best way to put it.
No, not at all. No, not at all.
No, not at all. I don't. Yes.
He went to a lunch today. We know he went to a lunch. And he has abandoned us. He
just hasn't bothered to show up.
He has abandoned us. So he's obviously just got his stupid shit-eating grin on his face, and he's missed us. So yeah, not good.
Well, as you said, the Bogan facade is probably taken over.
Yeah.
Because you got to understand that the majority of people over there would never experience the true Aussie Bogan, and it's something that probably probably just people just can't get enough of it. They just love it, Aussie Bogan. Here's Bicey. The Aussie Bogan.
Missing out on Bicey. They're lucky not to have ever met him. I think, was it Dave Harris? Dave Harris did mention there was some footage coming out of the Maxis sailing in the Caribbean, and Dave, I think he wrote, "Am I the only one scanning the rail looking for Bicey in his Crocs?" So there's some great footage of some of the.
Yeah, there was some beautiful footage on the Far Yacht Design site, obviously, of Leopard, who's had, oh my God, she's had some work done to her and had a cracking year last year, as you know.
Yeah.
Lived at the post by Galatea and a few other boats over the last season, but in fine form. And there was Galatea and Leopard sailing upwind in the region. Some absolutely beautiful footage of those two majestic vessels, if you want to say it in that terms.
Yeah. Cool.
So the Far Yacht Design, obviously very proud of the work they've done with Leopard. So shout out to Britain and the boys.
Cool. All right, so SailGP Auckland, we do have to touch on that. So congratulations to the Aussie team. They had a win into the final. Was GBR and Spain. Geez, that was a cracking final. It was so close.
Well, the whole weekend was cracking when you think about it. I mean, shoving him on that little course in those conditions. Yeah. I mean, we rabbed on about it for for the best part of last year, we're sick of these light air conditions. We're sick of this. We're sick of that. We want to see some testing conditions. Well, we got it. We got it in the last 2 events. We're highly likely to get it next week. But geez, was it too short, Jay? Was it too short?
Oh, I don't know. Like it's tight. Like the wind was coming from southwest, so it was coming on Saturday, particularly coming over the stand. So closer, there was all the spectator stuff was up the top end near the top mark was set right up into that. And then it was really solid conditions by the bottom mark. You saw some of the bottom mark roundings where they were getting tipped over. They were in full pressure.
Well, there was some times where they spent a little bit off the foils up near the grandstand, wasn't there? If you got in there at the wrong time. And
And it was really easy to, like it was a really easy, there were so many shifts and pressure changes, but it was really easy to see them. Like I found it in my role when sailing's on, I got to describe the course and talk the tactics and strategy and stuff, and I found it really, really easy. Like I could just say you could see it coming from a long way off. On the Sunday, the wind moved a little more west and was coming through the bridge there, and a cloud had come over. You get all this pressure, and then when the pressure died, it go back a little more south. There was definitely pathways, and the good teams were chasing those. And you could hear that whole conversation. They do a lot of discussion about how many tacks, which way to turn, if I go that way, how many tacks am I going to end up doing? They do all that stuff before the racing. They're actually analysing the course. That dynamics of that course is it's live as well. They move the marks a lot, like a lot. So Mel and the big fella. Just working really hard to set the perfect course, and so they're very active. It was interesting. And then, of course, we did have that horrible accident to the Kiwis and the French team. So poor old Manon went through the wheel, but the injuries to Louis was pretty traumatic. I think there were a lot of tears were being shed because it was a traumatic situation.
I guess you can't go too much into it. I mean, we've had a chat about it off there. We know the extent of it. The most important part, and having been through a major traumatic sailing experience myself, and having been in a situation where all of a sudden everything just, your whole outlook changes and stops. I can relate to what he would have been thinking at that time. And on top of that, Jay, obviously we all wish for everyone who has an incident and speedy recovery, but the key is he has to now lock in, trust, and just do the work, because ultimately it's career changing to an extent. The injuries that he did sustain, but manageable.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, still manageable. I mean, I think he obviously has had all the surgeries required, and they've got him moving, which is the key to it. I guess that's the key to it. I mean, moving forward from the race perspective, it's, let's be honest. When you go to a Formula One Grand Prix, you go in there to watch the speed. You go in there to watch the action. You go in there to not watch accidents, but when they happen, right?
I don't want to be dismissive of that, though. Like, I think, if you put...
No. I'm not being dismissive.
Yeah.
What my point is here, Jay, is we are pushing this sport, this element of these boats so hard now and so fast. We're going to see this from time to time, and we have to accept it.
No, I think from SailGP's perspective, the way they're looking at it is they want to make sure that no one gets hurt, no one gets injured, no one's life's at risk. They can't do that. So there has been an ongoing safety program for many years working out how to protect the sailors in all these incidents. And so they are 100% focused on that. If you put your head, think of your mum, if you were out there on one of those boats and watching that happen to you, just how difficult that would be for your family or your wife or something like that. Like, we don't want to see anyone injured. The boats are letting go.
That's not what we're talking about here. What we're talking about is a performance vessel.
Yeah.
That has
you want extreme racing.
Absolute extreme of everything.
Yep.
And incidents happen. And that, unfortunately, the faster you go, the more likely things are to happen, and it's at a different level.
But just want to get on record that SailGP are working their ass off to make sure that no one gets injured, and the full safety thing. And the safety response, if I don't know if they showed it on the camera, but like every team came charging in, and there was a full safety. All the medical, like the 4 medical teams were in there doing everything.
Well, Will in our interview said he was basically second in there, and so we absolutely congratulate the protocols and the utilisation of all of this stuff. But at the end of the day, well, it was a horrific wipeout. There's an element of wrong place, wrong time, but there's also, I think the key to this is obviously experience, and that's what they need to look at. They need to look at it from that point of view.
Yeah. Anyway, so it was an amazing event. Sad for the Kiwis. It's going to be a long time. I'm trying to do the logistics in my head. So I think I can talk about this. I think pretty much, so the French hull, and they're sort of putting the French part of the Kiwi boat, the port hull of the Kiwi boat, I think it is, it would have been the port hull's good. And they're so they're using that on the French boat. But from my memory, the understanding is of the age of the difference in the hulls, the crossbeam.
So did you say they're putting the port hull of the Kiwi boat on the French
boat? Yeah, that's in it.
So are they going to do the same with the? Are they going to do the same with the wing? So on the wing side, they're going to have the black foils on the port side. So what we're going to have is 2 different boats racing at the same time. So on starboard tack, from the leeward side, it's the black foil.
Yeah, no, I do think there's an issue. Like they can't do it quickly because there's an issue. I think the crossbeam join changed early on, and so I think they're two different patterns on the hull versus the crossbeam joint.
There'll be an element of NDT will have to go on
exactly
on the boat.
Yeah. There's in-house NDT, so they do. They're right there on that straight away. But you're 100% right. It's in at Southerns. Southerns have volunteered some space in there, and so that boat's being pulled together. It won't make Sydney. There's 0 chance of it making Sydney, but fair chance it'll make it to Rio. The issue then becomes there's a lot to go on here. So you've got the Kiwi boat. It's got to be rebuilt. It's basically got to be a new boat, right? Which is a major. Then, because if you think about the logistics, you've got that Kiwi boat. They're trying to have a boat. They've been desperately trying to build a boat that can go around. So when an accident happens, they've got a spare boat. Then they've got the new training centre at Pensacola, the American Magic facility. They want a boat there. And then there's another team. It's not announced. I won't say who it is. It's going to likely be another team. Let's just say it that way. There's likely another team. I don't know for a fact, but I'm pretty, I hear the stories. So that's 4 boats they've got to build, right? And who gets priority? Obviously, you'd think the Kiwi team does, but they've struggled to get in front as it is, and so they're going to. The poor buggers.
Well,
the poor buggers.
Safely say that the Kiwi season is written off. So we can safely say that, right? Yeah. So, do they just focus on going into massive build mode? I wouldn't be attempting to get the Kiwis back in this season. Like I'd be just. I mean, I don't say that negatively towards them.
Kiwis have got sponsors. You've got to keep happy.
Yeah, but you can't rush building these boats. It's like everything. You just got to build them, right?
Yeah. It's almost maybe they need to. I don't want to say anything, but maybe some more tooling or something. But the poor buggers in the UK are going to be working their little rings off. Is all I'm saying. I think all leave's cancelled. Poor buggers. There's a lot of work ahead. Is all I'm saying. But that's a good sign because SailGP's just taken off and growing and growing and growing, and everyone wants to be part of it. And so the other thing at Auckland is the American Magic. They made the announcement about Denmark, and that was public. And if anyone goes back and listens to that episode where we interviewed Tyson about American Magic, about how much we were playing around the edges on that one, it's very funny when you listen to it back now. So some of the staff from American Magic were in Auckland, and the changeover is happening. So good luck to both the American Magic and the Rockwool team. Plenty going on in that space. SailGP is doing amazing stuff.
Anyway, bloody good. Well done to Australia, and obviously the momentum is there for them. GBR sailing well, so let's see how Australia goes. Looking forward to it next weekend.
Yep. Finn Gold Cup we've already covered off. I just want to highlight the Scud 18 International Match Racing Challenge is on this week in Auckland in New Zealand. So
how is it?
Yeah, and that's a good one. So the Scud 18 is the boat used in parasailing, or is it the Olympics? Fantastic little boat.
Yeah.
It's a skiffy thing. It flies. So they've got a full team going, and so we're recording Sunday morning, so they'll be going into the final stages. And if I look at the moment, it's probably the Ross Manning, William Pringle is. Oh, hang on. No, take it back. It's Naomi Oo and Joe Thompson, the standout boat. They've got the 10 wins on the board, 83% of races. And then Neil Rosethorn and Jack Wallace. Then Graham Hook and Darryl Smith. They've got 9 wins. They haven't had a loss, but they haven't done as many races as Naomi and Joe. So that'll play out as we go to air. That'll play out after we've launched this episode. But we'll keep you updated. Maybe that next week. Good. Be good to have a chat with a couple of those guys, actually. Yeah. And then the last leg of the mini globe race started on the 19th. So that's underway. So they...
what a story. What a few stories we're going to get out of that. Obviously, Daniel Turner, a Barcaradian, South Australian boy's done it. And, we all sort of... I guess we didn't... when it first came out, we didn't take it too seriously. We thought, this is going to... You see how this goes. But it has got serious legs. It's got interest. It's not something that every person will want to do, but they've proved they can do it. Obviously, they've got one leg to go. Yeah. This could grow to something quite big because it's accessible to a lot more people who have this sort of desire. I'm all for it. So, Don McIntyre, legend status.
Yeah. So they left from Recife in Brazil. So they're basically the sort of most eastern point effectively, or pretty close anyway, but right up. And then they head up on a northwesterly approach, and they're heading up. They've got 2,300 miles to go, and back to where they started, I think Antigua or something, wasn't it, from memory? And so complete 24,000 miles racing around in home-built 5.8 metre plywood boats. Insane.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
We'll have to do a little bit we're definitely going to do a big coverage on that once it's done.
Yeah.
So that it deserves the merit that it's gained. So bloody awesome to all involved, all people who've put it together and done their own project, and obviously the organisers and everyone. So we'll have a big chat on that one.
Cool. That's it from me, BP. You got anything else, bud?
Yeah. No, mate, I'm all good. Bloody good show, bloody good chat. Will Mac.
Yeah,
bloody legend. So, let's move on.
Cool. All right. Excellent. All right. Well, we'll sign off there, listeners. Thanks very much for joining us, and appreciate you paying attention to our stupid idiots chatting.
Paying attention.
Listening to us crap on every week. We do love all the emails that we get at cheers@barkarati.com. We do appreciate your listen, any comments you send through. And if you get, as I said, if you get a good one, you could win a couple of $100 worth of the Vycobi gear. disruptormarinemarketing.com.au. If you've got a marine business, you want to make some more money, jump on there. And then our friends at Radix Nutrition, use Barkarati as your discount code.
Absolutely.
Have a great week. It's been fun hanging out. See you next week.
Good on ya.
Get fired up here, BP.
Oh, yeah. Good Sunday afternoon, guys.